I'm going to show you why the pro-male collective keeps the racist and other infiltrators out of our spaces. Because if we don't, they infiltrate, they take over, and then they take the focus off of men's issues and place it on their own personal obsessions. Perfect example right here. One of the guys was good enough to want to get more eyes on one of my videos. So we placed it in our Kotaku in action. Now, I don't know what percentage of the body of Kotaku in action are racist, but I know the racists are in control. I'm going to show you proof right here. Now, this video is about Pragmata, and Pragmata, the video game, was attacked by feminists because it showed a positive daughter-father relationship. That's why they attacked it. And these racist scum tried to make it about race. Now, Lyra833, they're a mod and top 1% commenter. So they're in charge. Obviously, there's a gender component. No, it's not component, you liar. It is the whole thing. But I think everyone knows at this point that the real seething hatred of Diana, that's the little girl here, comes from the fact that she's white, blonde, and blue-eyed. You are a liar, Lyra. If they made this little girl an Indian girl, the feminists would still come after it. So you are a liar. You're not misguided or mistaken. You are a liar. And of course, one of the guys came in and called him out. Low IQ racist detected by DBD. They call the men who like this pedos. That is not anti-white. That's a 100% factual statement. No, these racists, right? They're all supposed to be facts over feelings. But when the fact are put in, what do? They downvoted him to invisibility, minus 85. And of course, he gets attacked by some racist. A lot of wood heaves, not quite sure what that racist term means, using that word, just like their favorite spell, begone, bug. And of course, he gets really upvoted, doesn't he? So the fact that someone who's pro-male does pushback against these evil racists, he gets downvoted to nothing, and they upvote. That means these guys are in charge, and they show solidarity for one another. So Kotaku in action are actually anti-men's rights. Now I'm going to show you another example. These guys, like this man Dave, their pet obsession is communist and Marxist. That's their pet obsession. And they'll make men's issues about that. Now, Dave is MGTOW, and I want to show you just how anti-male they are. One of his most recent videos, why being too empathetic can be bad. Now, one of the main reasons men suffer the way we do is due to lack of empathy for us. And he's saying, hey, empathy's a bad thing. So once you say that, David, what you're saying is you are anti-male. You want a dog-eat-dog world. You're just angry that you're at the bottom, that you're being eaten instead of doing the eating. And look how old this guy is. So you can't blame it on Gen Z, can you, guys? Now, I want to point out other things about his videos, right? The one I'm going to look at, red pill moment. Notice he has a man in a suit and tie and briefcase. So he's high status. This guy's a high earner. So this guy who's low status, he's all about the high status man. And they show an ugly woman in a t-shirt with the Marxist logo. Now, this is some bullshit propaganda right here. First of all, Dave, I'm going to call you out. you're not misguided or, you know, mistaken. You're a liar. Because if a man has status, he doesn't become MGTOW. He doesn't take that label. He uses his wealth to bribe a leech into his wife. That's what they actually do. So you hate low status men. You hate being low status, right? Here's another one. Just keep looking. Of course, another one. Look at this. Women with the Marxist logo. Right, right. Here's another one. Another man in a suit and tie. So this guy is anti-male. Now I'm going to show you that one there, this one right here. He's going to purposely lie about it. Men and the means of production. Let's hear this.
G'day friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talk Stuff. No free man should want to ever be a Marxist. Simple answer. Marxism seeks to control the means of production. Men, you are the means of production.
Now, what he's leaving out here is that the working man will control the means of production, his own production. He knows that's what Marx has actually said. So he's making it a deliberate lie here. He's saying someone else is going to try and control your production. David, that's a bold-faced lie you just told. I'm not a Marxist. I don't even care about Marxism. But the fact that you are lying about them like this shows me you're a dishonest person. MGTOW are anti-male. The pro-male collective, we are not a part of the manosphere. We are not MGTOW. We are not these guys, right? Now, in this particular video, I called them out on it. I said, by the way, the governments in charge are capitalist, not Marxist. So blaming Marxism is a red herring. Of course, he says, stop being naive. State enterprise is Marxism. I said, the state is controlled by capitalists. You think Donald Trump is a Marxist? And he admits it. He says no. Right. Right. All the governments are capitalist governments. Some have some social programs. Like if you look at Finland or Sweden, they're socialist, capitalist combined, right? You're missing the point and wanting to engage in arguments for the sake of arguments. I think he means sake, which of course is a lie. I'm just pointing it out. Now, of course, Jay Vander, he used to post quite a few comments, right? He says men's rights is a left-wing issue. I agree. There are different conditions in the UK. Right. Right. What says I? Can the leftists be saved? No, MGTOW is rejection of everything left-wing establishment has inflicted. So he's about left-right. That's his pet obsession. I said the current government in the States causing room for men's is Republican. They're right-wing. Traditional conservatives hold feminist views. So the left-right dichotomy has to be discarded. So I don't think, again, I'm not correcting this guy because this guy's a liar. The Republicans did not pass most of the laws in existence today. You see, he's supposed to be about, this isn't even about left and right. Now this is about Republican and Democrats. American Democrats are not left-wing. And I even say that the Dem and Rebs have the same goal of making the wealthy even wealthier. Their actions prove that. Also, Trump claimed women were superior to men, which he did. All women pander to men no matter what side of the political fence they sit on. And he was smart enough to keep his mouth shut. Now look at this. Jay Vander, funny you disagree with others' video, yet you shadow ban disagreement in your own screeds. I don't shadow ban. I usually tell them up front, I'm going to ban you, right? And these guys, they ban us. They're the hypocrites, not us. Because a couple of the guys who said they did pushback against the racist here in Kutako in action, they said they got banned. So Jay Vander, we the Pro Male Collective, we're not going to fight with our hands tied behind our backs. We're not going to play by the rules you pretend you play by. We're going to play by the actual rules that you do play by. And we keep you scum out. You anti-male scum out. You racist, you anti-Marxist, you're anti-socialist. All of you guys are anti-males. All you guys who want to pretend that you're for the working man all the time wanting to be high status, all the time wanting a dog eat dog world where you're in charge. Dave, the only reason you go MGTOW is because you're low status. You didn't make it. But if you could, you would do exactly what the higher ups are doing now. You'd be a high status man, a guy with six figures, pissing on all the male peasants below you. And you would probably get together with the feminists that you're supposedly are against. These are the cretins that we keep out of our spaces. Thank you.